Hey, have you ever been, bullied? Have you ever had that miserable feeling where you just don't want to get out of bed on school day? I have. And I know how horrible it feels. But a friend's bravery and courage inspired me to stand up for myself. I'm Billy, and this little guy is Pickles. This is our story. My tormentor was Baz. He was a mean guy who for some reason hated me. I was terrified of him. Baz bullied me whenever he got a chance. In the cafeteria. In the school corridor. In the school bus. I hated it. But I just did not have the courage to stand up for myself. I would lie awake at night in my bed, dreading the thought of getting into the school bus the next day. I used to be a good student, but my grades began to drop. After Dad left us, Mom raised me as a single parent. My troubles in school only added to her worries. Mom spoke to Ms. Brown, our student counselor. This made Baz stop his bullying, but only for a short while. My misery continued. I had no friends in school because the other kids were afraid of Baz. The only real friend I had was a small, cute, stray puppy who used to live in the park close to our home. I named him Pickles. Every evening after I had finished my homework, I would go to the park to play with Pickles. He was very playful and naughty and made me forget my troubles. Then one evening in the park, I saw something that changed my whole life. As I entered the park looking forward to meeting Pickles, I saw two very mean-looking stray dogs growling menacingly at him. I wanted to help Pickles, but I was afraid those aggressive dogs would attack me. But little Pickles did not need any help. Instead of yelping and running away with his tail between his legs, Pickles stood up to the bigger dogs. He looked so different. His eyes had narrowed down in anger. He growled and snarled menacingly until those mean dogs went away. Pickles looked shaken, but he was unharmed. I was so proud of him. That night, I sat up in bed, thinking about what I had seen in the park. Pickles was truly amazing today. Such a little guy, yet he drove those big bullies away. If a small guy such as Pickles can chase two bullies away, then why can't I stand up to one? Pickles was also afraid, but he overcame his fear. I must do it too. I made an important decision that night. Suddenly, I felt as if a huge weight had been lifted off my chest. I slept well for the first time in months. Mom dropped me to school next day since she didn't want me to take the school bus for a while. As I walked down the school corridor, I saw Baz waiting for me with a glint in his eyes. My first reaction, not surprisingly, was one of fear. Then, I remembered my little friend, Pickles, and the decision I had taken the previous night. I felt an anger rising within me, and I found myself shouting, "Stop it, Baz. That's enough." Baz was completely taken aback by my reaction. He had a frightened look on his face. I felt so good about myself. I had done what I had decided to do the previous night. I had finally stood up to the bully. I walked towards my class with a spring in my step. The other kids in the school couldn't believe their eyes. They looked at me in awe. But Baz wasn't going to give up so easily. Next day, in the cafeteria, as I was walking to a table, Baz came towards me with that nasty look I knew so well. But I didn't panic because I knew how to handle him now. I loudly and firmly told Baz to leave me alone. Baz looked as though he had swallowed a frog. He turned and went away just as quickly as he had come. This was a new, confident me. The other kids had started looking at me with respect now. Standing up to a bully really improved everything for me. My grades improved. Mom was so proud. I started going by the school bus again. Baz did not bother me anymore. I have friends in school now, Jamal and Emma. I am a hero to them, but my hero is my little friend, Pickles.